Guys, welcome to a little lesson on how to overlap. So sometimes when you're drawing objects, you're drawing shapes, things overlap, and a weird thing happens with people sometimes. Their brain kind of takes over and goes, "Ow!" when they see two things overlapping. For example, I've seen students do this in the past where they see it, their brain takes over and they say, "Okay, I see two circles, and they see this one right here." And so they draw it easily because they see the whole thing. But then this one, they're like, okay, how do I, and they kind of do this thing, which is pretty awkward, okay? When we have two things overlap, it means we see one thing and then something else kind of covers it up. So like the tips of my fingers here, I just don't see them anymore. So we're gonna try to make this a little easier for you. So when it comes to overlapping, yes, my brain takes over, I see two circles. So what I'll do is I kind of draw two circles. My mind kind of knows, yeah, that's a circle and it's getting overlapped by that other one. And what I'm just going to do, everybody, is I'm just going to use my magical eraser. Yes, I see a circle, but I don't see that chunk of it that's being blocked by the circle in front of it. And there you go. Now it looks like I have two circles overlapping each other instead of this weird situation of turning a circle into a jelly bean. You know you do that sometimes, okay? So my recommendation for drawing things that overlap is to work from background to foreground. So we're going to start with the shape that we see the furthest back, and that is this random shape right here. Now, instead of trying to draw this random shape, I kind of know that this thing is probably a circle. It's just getting blocked out by these other shapes. So I could start with that circle. Okay, and then I'm working background to foreground. So the next shape that looks like it's a little more forward than the circle seems to be what looks like a triangle. So I'll draw that one also, and I'll draw them at the same time. Okay. And then, again, I don't see the chunk of the circle right there because it's blocked out by the triangle. So there you go. Now I have a triangle that overlaps the circle, which I see here. Then we have this, oh geez, what is this thing called? It's some sort of parallelogram. Okay, and it blocks out a piece of the circle and the triangle. Almost. Oh, I kind of did erase the wrong spot, but that's okay. All right. And then we have the pentagram sitting in front of it. And mind you, I'm doing this quickly to not bore you. Here we go. So I'm working background to foreground. The pentagram is the closest one to us. It's the one most forward, and we see all of it. So all the other extra chunks of the shapes that we don't see because they're blocked out by the pentagram, we just erase. Okay. So when it comes to this, these grapes right here, I gave you this on purpose because in the past, students see a bunch of grapes and they freak out and their brain takes over and they go, oh, okay, I drew grapes, and they turned it into just a symbol of grapes instead of actually drawing what they see. So here, you just go one at a time. Again, I recommend working background to foreground. I see there's a grape up here, and I can start that way. I see another one right here. And I'm counting on that eraser to help me. So 1, 2, and then I'm gonna come, oh, I'll do this one too because it's behind it. Just slow down. And then this big grape right here blocks out a lot of them. It's just sitting right on top of them. That grape right there blocks out the other grapes behind it. There we go. Okay, I'm starting to draw this now. There we go, and they're starting to look like they overlap. Okay, so I recommend working background to foreground. Good luck overlapping.